We'll now proceed to the PC caucus.
Good question. I like that question.
Share your time with the minister as well.
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. And actually, on the heels of the last question, I would love to delve deeper, if we could, Minister, into wellness as it relates to education. And Mr. Chair, I'll refer to page 50 of the business plan, key strategy 1.5, pilot and evaluated targeted school nutrition program in selected school boards across the province to help prepare students for a healthy and successful future. I will reference that for the duration of these questions, Minister, just so you know, but I do want to do a little bit of a flashback just to question period directly related to this. Obviously, with a record-setting deficit last year, this year, it's a concern, but so is the wellness of our children, and it's a constant balance, and some might call it a battle. But as you might know, wellness programs are positive, they're positive, proactive, and preventative. They help people to be happy, healthy, and out of the hospital. So I'd asked, if there's going to be any incorporation of some of the things that maybe had come before, and that would include into education. So we had the first of its kind, and it's been called the best approach to wellness. Alberta's strategic approach to wellness. Is that going to have anything to do with the ministry going forward? And this might actually apply also to curriculum redesign, because a lot of work done by a lot of Albertans for a long time has already been done, and it was completely apart from politics. So Alberta's strategic approach to wellness, will it find itself as part of business plan key strategy 1.5 on a go-forward basis, and or in curriculum?
Yes, and thank you for that question. And I certainly took note of this issue that you raised in question period last week, I think, or so, yeah. And I was reminded of the whole initiative. Of course, we were both in the legislature during this time. And so, yeah, I'm very interested in exploring this. I think that it's a way by which we can promote both physical and psychological fitness, if we can describe it that way, in our schools. And of course, I'm always trying to look for ways by which I can achieve economy of scale by getting cross-ministry initiatives on the go, right? And so, anytime we can reach together into, let's say, health, right, to achieve our goals in education, then I'm very interested in that. And so, if I certainly have the resources of the department with me here, as you can see, but if you can perhaps give me a hand in regards to, because I know you had a large degree of your own hand in developing this.
Well, I'd be honored, but it was a whole lot of others, Minister, I can tell you. When we put on, for instance, the International Wellness Symposium, I was asking who has best practices, and there weren't any. So in my time in Calgary, Associate Minister of Wellness, I thought, well, then let's put one on, let's bring everybody here, and let's find out what the best practices are. So I'm so happy to share those. And even when we did Provincial Wellness Forum and the Workplace Wellness Summit, those sorts of things, happy to be of assistance without getting in the way. Because indeed, you mentioned it, Minister, it's physical, it's also emotional. I would add spiritual, cultural, financial. It's all of these different things. And again, it's way beyond politics. And I know that there are certain initiatives that are still going on. Unfortunately, Healthy You was canceled, and that had a whole host of there was a Healthy You 5-in-1 experiment and a great web page, all those resources. Be a Health Champion, there's the Aboriginal Youth Intervention, Communities Choose Well, and so on. Is there any desire either to recultivate these, or Minister, I don't expect you to take any of these hook, line, and sinker. I know it's a new administration, so to speak. But is there any appetite, pardon the pun, but to perhaps put a new brand or new stamp on some of these things? Because again, it's about kids in education and their wellness therein.
Yes, no, and thank you for that. And as I said from the outset, we're not interested in just building new curriculum or new initiatives for the sake of something just to do it again, right? If we do have best practices available to us, and we have quite a strong institutional bench strength in education and in wellness as well. And so I would be happy to look at these things as we move forward on building both physical and emotional health, as you describe it. And I'm just thinking of one thing that it seems to be emerging as quite a positive initiative. And, when you have something successful, you can pivot off of. And so, with our nutrition pilots, I've expanded them to all school boards now to have at least one in each school board for next year. And we're building some roundtables on this to talk about how we can move forward, because I guess nutrition and wellness, they must be in close proximity to each other.
Sure.
If you'd be interested in maybe coming by some one or more of those, I would be grateful, because I
I'd be honored.
know you've done a lot of good work on.
Well, hey, again, it's not just me, it's a
No,
host
yeah,
of
but I
folks,
mean, just as
including, if I can just put a shout out to folks who are involved with something we called MEND, Healthy Schools, Healthy Futures, and Ever Active Schools. They continue to do incredible things. And, we had wellness engagement tours, but we had started discussions with participation, get out for sport. And I know one of the members is coming forward with the concussion motion. We've done some work, informed dieting, sodium strategies. So I'm really glad that you're open to that. But let's get back, because you mentioned it just now about the nutrition program. And again, Chair, it's key strategy 1.5. Last year in estimates, you mentioned, in the meantime, I've been meeting with a number of groups that already do very good work in providing food in our schools. Our goal is to enhance these efforts, not replace them. So this isn't a gotcha question, Minister. With the introduction of the new bill, is your goal still to enhance but not replace programs that are already in existence? Because a lot of folks have done a lot of hard work in a lot of places for a long time.
Yeah, no, and thank you for that. And it's a good chance to reiterate the frame of the nutrition program. And I deliberately kept my expectations very simple, but allowing maximum creativity. And it's been quite amazing how the original 14 school boards have taken and really run with the pilot. And I think I've visited about 10 now, and I'm just constantly amazed how successful the programs are and how they have nurtured a sense of community and spirit in the schools in which they are having a nutrition program. And so the only three rules, if so to speak, that I've made were that, they should follow the food guide, provincial food guide for nutrition, so they're serving healthy food, that they build some kind of curriculum around the program, and so that people are learning about any number of things it could be, and then that they're following sanitation standards from Alberta Health Services too. So, yeah, I mean, I've seen partnerships with like the greenhouses down in Medicine Hat, providing and helping to grow some of the food for the Redcliffe schools. I've seen the supermarket in High Prairie setting up a partnership and providing some of the food, and providing a place where the kids can see the food that's being served in the supermarket, so that they can take their parents there and see the thing and buy some of that food.
But there's some prior existing groups that were doing this kind of work.
Oh, yes,
before.
yeah, for sure.
We're not
I mean,
gonna
we
bounce them out of
have,
existence.
partnerships with existing service groups, right? And we are happy to, I mean, again, it's the choice of the school and the school board to make those connections.
Sure.
Like in Fort Macleod, this one's so interesting. I mean, I want to pursue it, or I want people to pursue it, and is that they have the food program in the school, and then they have a store as well set up for kids to take food home. And the kids don't pay money in the store, but they take
And
some.
as you say that, some people, dollar signs go off in their head.
Yeah.
And so I do feel
Yeah.
more obligation to ask you this. I think it's only appropriate to ensure that these programs do make the most effective use of the allotted dollars, because there's
Yeah.
only so many as possible. So
That's right.
I hope everyone hears the last part of the sentence I'm about to say. How are you ensuring, Minister, that your nutrition program is being as cost-effective as possible in order to provide the greatest benefit to the most kids with the fixed funding that is provided?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, and we have to do that for sure. I mean, again, we will we use very specific rubrics to analyze this and how schools are doing their programs. A general idea, just to give you how it's almost like that kind of loaves and fishes kind of phenomenon, right? Where people have done a multiplying effect on this. We had 14 school boards participating in the first pilot, and that ended up being 33 schools having a nutrition program. So they've really done a great job of multiplying and with partnerships from the community.
Apologize
More later.
to